Jefferson County Code at Law number 2 is back in session and calls number 323-454. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Bobby Lee Reynolds Jr. Bobby Lee Reynolds Jr. is appearing via Zoom. Bobby Lee Reynolds was previously sworn in. Bobby Lee Reynolds entered a plea of no contest to the information. Bobby Lee Reynolds' attorney, Mr. Joel Vasquez, waived the record in this case. And Mr. Reynolds, the court was going over State's Exhibit number 1, which is a misdemeanor plea abolishment. You acknowledged that your initials was on the line that's next to a box on page 2. That's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. And Mr. Reynolds, you also acknowledged that your signature was on page 3 above the line that is titled defendant. Now, the next document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. And Mr. Reynolds, at the bottom of this document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Mr. Reynolds, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this same document, Mr. Reynolds, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Reynolds, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Reynolds, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Attorney Vasquez, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Reynolds, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2? The
Yes,
probable
Your
cause
Honor.
affidavit? Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Vasquez, you have advised and counseled Mr. Reynolds. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Reynolds, your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Reynolds, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
It's 20 days.
Mr. Reynolds, the state is offering that you serve 20 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case is $387. Mr. Reynolds, will you be able to pay the $387?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Reynolds, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir. I'd like to know one thing.
Well, Mr. Reynolds, just hold on a minute.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Reynolds, I'll back up again. Mr. Reynolds, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Reynolds, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, if you have any questions, before you ask any questions, I think, I'll give you an opportunity to talk to your attorney.